G'day guys, welcome back to the Late Show, Beers and Breakevens Late Show, joined by my co-host, once again, my 5'8", T-Rex. Ready to rock and roll?
Favourite time of the week, mate, Wednesday nights. Let's go.
Absolute favourite time of the week. And Catmandu in the hot seat.
If I'm not your 5'8", what am I?
You are a bench utility.
I'm on the bench?
Well, yes. Yeah. You're a bench utility.
I was going to say...
You've been pretty rude to me today. You've really given me a lot of stick.
Your insecurity about how many trades I have is a you problem.
This is why you're a bench utility.
I was going to say...
You just don't get it, see?
I was going to say reserve orange peeler. If Matty the water boy's out of action and he can't peel the oranges, Cat steps up.
Holy shit.
Are you saying get back to the kitchen, Timmy?
And I have been cancelled.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. All of a
Shit.
sudden, Guru is
I
nice.
seem like a saint all of a sudden.
Well, you know what? I'm ticked off by Cat's trade chat from Beers and Breakevens
Once
this
again.
morning, carrying on about having 30 trades. I'm like, we're done.
Wow. Okay. Can we
Such a you problem, guys, honestly, and you're just projecting it on me. Do you want to jump into the question?
Yeah, I think we need to.
Yeah, I need to
we need
deflect.
to move on here. This is
I don't want to.
getting a
Heat
bit of tension.
exchange to start.
Scissors, paper, rock.
Scissors, paper, rock.
Fuck, that's every week.
5
Has
weeks
that
in a row.
That's actually crazy. It's true.
You're trash.
I know. I'm rattled.
You can receive, mate.
Thank you. Go Catmandu. What do we
Okay.
got?
First question from Blake Scott 43. Fuller hold.
If you've already held him to this point, yes, I think he's a very obvious hold.
Yeah, I do. I was going to sell him last week and I was fine with that. When the Taylor May news came through on Saturday, I actually reversed trades and held on to Trey Fuller. My plan with him is to hold him through, obviously won't play this week, but he'll be great coverage for that first round 13 major bye. Does play 16 and 19, but it's also a vital spot there. So has the bye in round 14. I'm looking at probably flipping him out of there round 14.
Cool. All right. From Rudy_Pete. Is Gus Crichton a sell round 13?
Yeah, I think he is. So I think he's going to start on the edge for the Blues and play big minutes. So he'll miss round 13, he'll miss round 14, he'll miss round 16, he'll miss round 19. I reckon he plays limited minutes around that period with the Roosters' back row depth. So, yeah, I think Gussie Crichton is a sell at top dollar. Roo?
Yeah, I agree. I think he will be a sell. My plan is to hold for feeder throughout this period. I think he'll play a little bit more footy here and there. So I think Gus at that price, not playing all that much footy, I think he is a sell, yeah.
All right, cool. Speaking of sells, Matt Oz 1991 also wants to know, is Nikora a sell?
I'm not selling. I'm going to hold for now. That could turn out to be a bad decision, and I'm more than happy to wear that. But I don't know. He's not playing Origin. He's playing big minutes for the Sharkies. Maybe I'm just hoping against hope that he turns it around. Maybe there was a reason why I got him so cheap 2 weeks ago. I'm looking at it. But I think if you've got him, I think you hold him personally. But what do you reckon?
I mean, that question brought me a lot of joy with you buying him. I actually didn't realise you bought him, and then we were having a midweek text and you mentioned it. Definitely not a sell. He's been underwhelming, but like he's still basing 46 per game.
It's not a train wreck.
Yeah. God, no. And like he'll tick along, and I think worst case, he's going to score his 40s and 50s. He plays round 13 and round 19, two of the three major buy-ins. Round 19 is extremely difficult. People are going to be very short on numbers. So that's the one we need to focus on. Britton Nikora, we know last year was an absolute star in the 2RF position. So hold fire, and hasn't been the best, but I don't think it's a major concern.
Time's up. Where was your timekeeping there, Guru?
Yeah. Not keeping me accountable.
Every few months, the kid makes a good point. And when that time comes, sometimes I just think, just let him run. Just let him have a bit of fun. You know what I mean?
I'm sure that's what happened. Okay, this one's from Crago. Is it too late to get Armstrong and or Farlongo?
Reminded me of Prego sauce. Very underrated. Is it you or
My
me?
go, mate.
Yeah.
And you've just eaten 5 seconds into my time. It's not too late for either of them. Definitely not Armstrong. I mean, he's got the bye this week, so don't buy him this week. But Armstrong is unreal.
Yeah.
Watch him on the weekend. I think he will be like 65 to 70 odd averaging player while Kalen Ponga's out. If Kalen Ponga was seasoned, I think Armstrong has potential to be keeper in that CT dub position. Fire logo, we spoke about him on Beers and Breakevens a little bit. I think he's a solid buy, but there's red flags, Drew.
I love Armstrong as a buy. So I think Suafailonga, I think that they've got a buy incoming, don't they? The Melbourne Storm. I think isn't Pappy meant to be back in 3 weeks or so?
He's potentially about 14.
Yeah, so I wouldn't be buying him now. I think when you got him was the time to get on. I don't love it now.
I'm thrilled to own him.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I got a cash rise out of him, so I think there's enough reason not to buy him this week, though.
Yeah, agree.
Okay, cool. This one's from Josh, Jman2K01. Is Ewan Aiken a genuine option this week? No gun 2RFs with buy coverage, plays all 3 major rounds, floor of 50 and playing 80 every week.
I'm always a bit of a closet Ewan Aiken fan when it comes to Supercoach. I think he's a good player. I think he's very handy to have. Is he dual position this year or is he just 2RF?
Dual.
He is 2RF CGW, yeah. So there's definitely appeal there. I love the Dolphins' buy schedule. He's not in origin contention. It's a little bit left field, and people won't like it when they look at it at first, but I don't mind it.
Mate, I like it as well. He's basing 53, as the J-Man mentioned, plays the 3 major buy rounds. Huge work rate, huge attacking upside. He's only got, I think, 1 try this year, but there'll be more attacking stats to come. I think he's had at least a couple denied this year. So the only reason I'm not is because I'm looking at round 14. I'm pretty heavily invested in Roosters and I've got a few Dolphins as well. So I don't want to be caught short there. But if you're okay for 14, I like to buy.
Yeah, I'll back it.
Cool. Trizzle Dizzle wants to know, Manu or Katoa?
Manu or Eli Katoa? Joey Manu, I think. Definitely this week, Manu. Good matchup against the Raiders. Then he plays around 13 and 16. Eli Katoa, he's got a lowish break-even. It's only about 20-odd. I think he's a great buy, but I'm waiting till round 14. I'm eyeing Gussie Crichton to Eli Katoa then. I think he's a must-have 2RF Eli Katoa from after their buy, but I'm happy to cop. He might go up 30, 40K this week. Joey Manu, we know how big he can go. Could play fullback if Teddy makes origin, so Manu.
Yeah, Joey Manu for sure.
All right, sweet. Let's change the pace a little bit. T Noble's Life. Boys and Kit Kat, can you fellas... Thanks for that. Rattle off some of the best jerseys you saw at Magic Round.
Oh, fuck. I'll tell you what. I can't remember what jersey it was or whatever, but the one that Maddie got, it was just a country rugby league side.
Yes,
do you remember? Was it the Axemen?
Yeah, the Axemen.
I can't remember this where they were from, but that was a very good jersey. My favourite one by far and away was I think it was it was a former player's son. Who was the hooker at Melbourne before Cam Smith? Kiwi fella.
Former hooker
before Cam Smith. Kiwi fella. He was a 9. He played for New Zealand. Richard Swain.
Oh.
He had I think it was his son. He had a Swain jersey that I believe was an Adelaide Rams World Club Challenge Richard Swain jersey, which I thought was fucking. I love when you find a jersey that you didn't know existed.
That is so niche.
So fucking niche. So niche. I know what you're thinking. Oh, World Club Challenge. It used to be very different, which makes it even more niche, which I absolutely froth. I saw some. I'm a sucker for a Sanyo Panthers jersey. Whenever I see one of them, that always gets me. And mate, the amount of Western Reds jerseys I thought was unreal. I reckon I saw 10 of them over the weekend.
Interesting you mentioned Western Reds. Oh, that came to mind straight away for me. Heaps of them. It was very, very cool.
I've got one in there.
Do you have?
Yeah, I've got an OG
studio,
one,
mate.
Yeah.
A few came to mind for me. So firstly, it was the Aurora Valley Axeman.
Yeah, Aurora Valley.
We ended up with it because he swapped Matty for his bloke jersey.
Love that.
And Matty said, mate, you can keep your jerseys. No, fair swap and that. Few for me, we met a bloke at the bloke meet and greet who had an Andrew Eddinghausen signed old school Sharkies one from the early 90s or something. He was an absolute cracker. And then hands down my favourite, a bloke had a Mal Meninga match-worn jersey from the early 90s. And the number had been ripped off and you could see the number faded in the back of it. And it was just clearly had a lot of use. A Mal Meninga match-worn.
Unbelievable.
And just it's not framed up on the wall. No, I'm wearing it to Magic.
He's wearing it.
Yeah,
is that?
Froth that.
Do you rate that though? You get a match-worn jersey and you're out there wearing it.
I get where you're coming from.
Yeah.
I do, but I still respect it.
Yeah, I'm the same. I get it, and I can see the obvious temptation to frame it, but I'm like, you know what? He's just wearing. Why have it on his wall where no one can see it? Where he could wear it and be like, show everyone at Magic Round.
And like you put things on a wall to show other people. I just love that he's wearing it to the mecca of rugby league to show other people, and I appreciate. And
bold.
everyone that walked past would have appreciated.
We're talking about it right
seeing
now.
it. Yeah, it's still
That's
getting a
true.
run.
He made beers and break-evens with that.
Yeah, unreal. Your favourite jersey? Anything stand out to you?
I mean, off the bat, noticing just how many people were in heritage jerseys as well was really cool. We're obviously going through that trend at the moment, and I really, really like it. I loved seeing so many North Sydney Bears. They were everywhere. Roasty got one when he was up there in Brizzy too. And with all the talk of them being a part of this said expansion, it's kind of cool to see people repping it out on the street.
I have said it before, and I will stand by it. I would love to see for Magic Round, they do a thing in the NFL called the Colour Rush. I think it'd be so fucking cool to do it in the NRL. So Colour Rush is like, for example, my Steelers, their colours are yellow and black. Magic Round, like there's one round every year, Colour Rush, where they wear like just fluoro yellow head to toe. So like Raiders would be fluoro lime green head to toe.
You can
South
look
Sydney
it up.
might be red.
You can look it up, and
Yeah.
the photos are mad.
They're
It's
fucking
just like
hectic.
rainbow.
And like some teams are just all black, all white. Like I'm sure the Wars could go all black.
Yeah.
It's just fun. And like the clashes you get are just fucking hectic.
That
and
is
it would
cool.
it'd just stand out as something special for Magic Round. And I know people think, oh, they're just doing it to sell another jersey. I just think it'd be fucking cool because then in the future, all your highlights of Magic Round would all be so fucking iconic.
Yeah.
I reckon it's I personally think it's a bit of a no-brainer. I think it'd be sick.
I'd never heard. I'm just about now. That is so cool.
It's fucking mad. I reckon it would be a great idea.
And your
Yeah.
30 seconds is up.
My 30 seconds is up, yes.
We
Is that
do,
us?
The big questions we can dribble on for a little bit.
Yes, look, we can allow.
They're
a little
really
bit of room.
they're actually just to change the pace for a minute as well. All right, this one is from Adriano. He said, "Have I missed the Dylan Edwards train, or can I still grab him? Want points, money, not an issue."
Deadwoods.
Yeah. I've hated this question for about a month now because I answer it similarly. I'm like, if he misses Origin, he's a near must-have. If he plays Origin, I'm like, he'll miss 13, 16, 19. And I'm pretty confident Ivan Cleary rests him in games after Origin because he can. Look, I think at over $900,000, his break-even's very high as well. With the Sharks this week at Shark Park, I think you can wait a week. If he misses Origin, snap him up. If he gets picked in Origin, I think we can avoid. What do you reckon?
At 800K, I would have told you we missed the boat. At 850K, I would have told you we missed the boat. At 900, I'm going to tell you we missed the boat. And in a month's time, at 1.5 fucking million, I'm going to tell you we missed the boat. I'm hoping he plays Origin and this just solves
Goes
this
away.
issue for me because I can't fucking look at it any longer.
Me too.
And at
Turning.
no point when people message me and said, I'm biting the bullet, I'm buying Edwards, have I been like, oh, I like the move. But then at the end of every week, I go, fuck, should have brought Edwards.
In our defence, it was all based on Nathan Cleary being back. Like, he doesn't score as well with Cleary there, and then Cleary
Fair.
kept getting injured.
But I know Nathan Cleary's not going to be there for a while, and
Now
I
we
still
know,
don't want
yeah.
to do it.
On the weekend,
But-
I missed the first 2 minutes of the Warriors game coming back from the airport,
Yeah.
and I checked the score, and I'm like, 6-0. Oh, Dylan Edwards scored with the line break. Yeah, mad.
Mad. Sweet. Does it again. It's adorable. Next question, or are we done?
I think we can wrap it up there. We can wrap
Cool.
it up.
Have you got another one?
I think so. All
Hit us with one more.
right, wait.
Feeling rowdy, Roo.
Getting naughty.
Just like you've been pretty crook the last 2 weeks, and just when we have a chance to wrap it, give me more.
No, that's what I'm all about. Just going that extra yard. It's a game of inches.
One sec. Aha, this is a
And she-
very good one.
And she wonders why she's reserve orange peeler.
Fuck, he's coming at you,
Oh,
mate.
I don't know what
better
I
stand
did.
and deliver. This better be
I
a
don't
good
know
question.
What I did wrong.
What do we got?
Well, I know who I'm not voting for in this question. Who was the Clive Churchill medalist on the Scooey Scooey Moi Mois?
Oh, I have to give my Clive Churchill medal to Roasty. I think Roasty we spent Thursday night with him, and Sunday night I was tucked in bed trying to get an early night's sleep and got a notification of Roasty just bullying me via social media again. I was like, bro, it's 11 p.m. on Sunday night. Leave me the fuck alone. He just went at it. So I respect to Roasty. Ate 9 meat pies too.
Jeez, he had a big lift, didn't he?
Fuck a duck. Huge lift.
Yeah. I think Clutch from Bloody Brilliant Beers, I've never seen a bloke just more in his element than Magic Round at the Caxton. He was phenomenal. He gets 2 votes, but I don't like doing this, but I'm going to have to give it to my boy, the Supercoach Spy.
He did have a red hot
He
crack.
was outstanding, and there was a bit of chat at like 3 a.m. Sunday morning at the Caxton Hotel on the dance floor, a schooner being poured over.
Sunday morning?
It's like Saturday night,
right,
Sunday morning.
Okay, yeah.
Of him pouring a schooner of beer over his head or something. So that's like Alfie Langer type territory.
That's premiership winning kind of
it's right up there. So I think I'm going to have to give the 3 to the Spy.
Yeah, fair shout. Had a good weekend. Kat, who stood out for you?
So I have to give a shout out to Donnie, who we had a moment at the Caxton on the Saturday night where he was in the middle of vlogging and he'd brought over his camera and he was holding his drink in his mouth because he couldn't do both. And we were watching him at the time and he kind of fell forward a little bit and got some beer on his expensive camera. And he messaged me the other day saying, Kat, I can't get this moment out of my mind where I spilt the beer on the camera. And you just go, oh, Donnie. He's like, it felt like you were my mother reprimanding me in that moment. And I'm like, Donnie, first of all, like I'd had barely anything to drink, so I remember that moment really clearly. And he's like, well, that's great. I was hoping you'd forgotten. But he didn't break his camera. It was all fine. But I think to your point about Roasty, those guys, Roasty, Donnie, they were just on the content grind the entire time. And jokes aside with Donnie spilling a little bit of beer on his camera, it just goes to show they were trying to enjoy it, but also knew that like content came first. And they did such a good job of vlogging it and making it an experience for people at home as well. And I think, points to Donnie.
I have a confession to make.
Oh, no.
Last year at Magic Round, were you there? Like, it was like the Sunday Arvo, I think it was, Sunday morning, Sunday Arvo, and Magic Round was sort of all done and we were just upstairs in the Caxton having beers with Sterling, sort of sitting on this.
No, I left about lunchtime Sunday.
Oh, you were gone by then. Okay, so I was sitting up there and I was talking to Donnie and he'd just done all the vlogging the entire weekend for Bloody Brilliant Beers and he's like, mate, I've got so much stuff, so much work, I'm fucking exhausted. I was like, that's good, man, that's sweet. And then I sat down with Sterling and I sat down on the stairs at the top of the Caxton. And I leant back like that and I put my hand straight in a fucking beer and it went all over Donnie's camera and I was like, oh, shit. So I'm like, I stood in a corner. I had Donnie's camera like wrapped up in my jumper trying to dry it and shit. And I was like, fuck, I think I've broken his camera, This is not going to go down well. So I put it just on a table and I was just watching until he picked it up next time. And I was like, if he picks it up and it's fucked, I'll tell him. But if it seems okay, I'm just going to let it slide. And yeah, it was okay. I got away with it, but I thought I'd broken his entire, I just like fisted a beer and covered his entire camera. It was so fun.
Well, he did it himself the other night.
Stoked to hear that.
Is this the first time you've said this out loud?
I've never said it to anyone before. Donnie doesn't know, so.
He knows now.
Don't do what Donnie don't does.
What didn't Donnie do?
What didn't Donnie do?
Oh, God.
Good times. All right, late show done and dusted.
I'd say so.
Always a pleasure, never a chore. See you next week.